Welcome to Midnight Girltalk, the show that should be recorded at midnight, but isn't. I'm Poppy Girl.
I'm Midnight Rain.
I'm Purple Moon.
And this week, our guest is...
Hi, I'm Kiernan. I'm a 21-year-old streamer, and I'm non-binary as fuck.
As fuck.
Yeah. As fuck.
Ooh.
Alright,
Lordy.
I'm gonna start with our most controversial question. Do you like sex?
It's a really hard question to answer. Up until about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes ago now, I was allergic to sex. But in those 20 minutes, I've had dozens upon dozens of sexual encounters, so... It's okay, I guess, you know?
If you had to give it a score out of 9, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 6 out of 9.
So,
6 out of 9?
a little bit better than average.
Yeah, it's a little bit
6
above
out of
average.
9.
Christ.
What about Crazed?
Yeah, like, what did they have to do with it?
Well, okay, Christ, I bet he was ripped as fuck, yeah? And I bet he was gay as shit, too.
I think they were non-binary, probably.
I mean, maybe, but have you
I
ever
don't
thought
know.
about
Do you
how
think
often...
God would misgender his kid?
I don't think
have
God
you ever
would
Why
thought
do you
about
think?
this?
Why do you? Okay, listen. Okay, why do you think Jesus disappeared for like the entirety of his puberty and adulthood? It's because Jesus was trans.
Yeah, he was also really into guys, which is why he was always saying, men.
Oh my goodness.
Lord have
Hard to
mercy.
argue with logic. If I'm wrong, God strike me down.
Sex podcast turns into religious podcast.
Let's not. Lordy.
This got really interesting real
Alright.
quick.
So when it comes to like your sex and like relationships with other people, what kind of shit do you like?
Typically I'm not into shit. I'm more of a bondage person myself.
I hate you.
You asked it.
Yeah, no, you know, I like pretty much everything. I'm into everything. Except for shit, of course.
Oh God, thank you.
Yeah. I've done a lot of really weird things that I'm not exactly proud of.
Yo, that's crazy. I wonder
Care
if
to
anyone
share
here
about
can
anything?
can relate to that. Oh, we've got a whole hour. Okay, let's try to cover what they're into before we move on to like how they got there.
So, okay. I guess, well, around 20 minutes ago, for the first time ever, I tried, you know, just public, you know, voyeur type shit at a movie theater.
Oh yeah?
Um,
What movie did
yeah.
you see?
It was that movie 1917 about World War I or whatever.
Ah, that one was fucking gay. I could see how you could fuck to that.
I personally don't remember much of it at all.
Believe me, okay, listen, okay, it was gay.
What I did was very gay too, okay? So, like, this is my first time having gay sex. And it was in a movie theater watching 1917 with, like, 50 other people around me.
Okay, but did anyone notice?
I don't know. I personally do not know. But it was in the, like... What is the movie theater's name? It's in, Carlisle or... Yeah, it's in Carlisle, PA. It's like a movie theater that has reclining chairs. I don't remember what it's called. But if you're in the Carlisle, PA area and you know what movie theater I'm talking about,
You can
the first room on the right.
midnightgirltalk@gmail.com.
if you go into the first room on the right, the first theater on the right, just don't sit in the back 2 left seats. Like, you know,
That is
all the other seats
very
fair
specific.
game. Yeah.
That's it. Just
I'm
the back two.
expecting
You
a
didn't move
photo
around?
of someone sitting in that specific chair.
I feel bad. Like, it got pretty messy pretty quick, and this was my first experience with gay sex. But it was.
That was
Your first experience with sex overall, I thought.
experience.
Yeah, it was my first experience ever.
That
yeah.
is intense.
The dick was even more intense than the experience itself, if I'm gonna be honest.
That tracks.
Huh?
It's gotta be good to risk it and got that hard.
Yeah, no, it was pretty intense. It was a forearm-sized cock. I'm not kidding.
Is that
it
who
was
the
like
flashlight
stacking.
is for?
Yeah.
Have you ever...
Yeah.
Okay, I know you have, but like, have y'all ever looked at a flashlight? Why is it the size of my forearm? Like, chill.
I mean, to be fair, you don't have very big forearms.
Yeah, you have tiny forearms. I'm talking like
No,
bodybuilder
I don't even
forearm.
mean like the length of my forearm.
Oh, okay.
Like the thickness of my forearm, though. But my forearms aren't that small.
Some guys are blessed.
That would be a fucking curse. Jesus Christ.
Bro, imagine getting an erection, but your dick's so hard that you pass out because all the blood is just flowing to it. Like, I can't imagine this dude was literally, like, at all conscious while his cock was hard. It was like stacking
That
3 or
might
4
be a
soda
little
cans on
much.
top of
I'm
each
just saying.
other.
Jesus.
No. I'm not even kidding. This is not a joke. There is no meme, take off your clothes. He sent me a dick pic while I was sitting in the living room of my old house in PA, and my roommate walked behind me. And the first thing she said was, "Holy shit." Like, complete and utter shock. She was so confused. There was no explaining it other than it was essentially a
that's too
fucking
much.
horse cock. It was terrifying.
That
Like,
is terrifying.
That's
too much dick for anyone. Too much dick.
Okay, so I see you're gonna give that one a too much dick out of 9.
Yeah, that was about a 23 out of 9, I would say. It was just way too much. To be honest, nobody should have that much dick. Honestly, too filling of a meal. I felt like my stomach was gonna explode afterwards. So, yeah. It was like going to Olive Garden and eating all of the breadsticks and just having no room for your pasta.
So we can't use that because Puppy doesn't go to Olive Garden.
I've never been in an Olive Garden.
You know what it was like? It was like if you went to a Subway and you got a foot long right before going over to your friend's house to have a dinner. And then they gave you a really big plate of dinner. And you tried to eat it, but you were just too peckish and you made it through like a couple of green beans and a bite of chicken, you know? Like, it'd be like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Well, you gotta let
too
the
much.
That is very
viewers know
specific,
how-
but thank you. I'm glad.
like good vision, good image.
Yeah, there were no such thing as good images of that dick.
Oh, God.
Had to get a friend to help him take a dick pic.
I'm so glad that my first experience with it was in the dark.
Why? So it wouldn't scare you?
Oh no, the dick itself is terrifying.
Oh my god,
Other than
is
the
this
size,
your friend that like...
the circumcision gone wrong.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Ew.
Yeah. He has little skin tunnels on his dick, and it's weird. You have to clean it with a Q-tip.
I did not know that this was that one.
Yeah, no. So on top of the fact that it was a massive horse cock, it also had skin tunnels on it because this dude had a circumcision that went terribly wrong. So it looked like Frankenstein just whipped his cock out and said, "Hey, you want to check it out?"
No thanks.
Like Frankenstein from Van Helsing too. If you've ever seen that movie, it was bad.
I think now I'm gonna have nightmares.
Okay.
I always have nightmares.
About giant horsecock?
Not necessarily horsecock.
Frankenstein's giant horsecock?
Yes. It's always Frankenstein's. Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Wow.
Is that a human? I'm going to come. That was overall one of my first sexual experience in the last, what is it, 20 some odd minutes?
I'd say it's been give or take 20 minutes because we recorded for 7 minutes last time and we're almost to 14 minutes on the record. So how did you find out, what formative experiences did you have that helped you find out what the fuck you're into?
I used to, okay. I'm not gonna lie, my curiosity was not very, out there whenever I first started looking at anything like that. I think I jerked off to the same exact pornographic video for 3.5 years.
Oh my god.
To
Was
the
it
same,
I'm not even
same
kidding.
like
The
spot every
same
time in the
exact
video,
one.
Or was it like
How?
Oh no, it was the entire video. It was like a 3-minute video. So
For
So
how
you know
many
what?
years?
Watch it once or twice, just rubbing a nut out, and
I'm so sorry.
for 3 years, 3 years of high school,
I
I
hope.
did that.
You poor thing.
It was a good video. I still jerk off to it sometimes. Yeah, no, it's also around the time that I figured that maybe my gender might not be what it is. So yeah, it was interesting.
I believe it.
If you think it's a joke, it's not. It's very much real. It is a video. There. Do you mind if I get into details? It's not gonna be very much, but details.
Go into
That's
it.
what we're here for.
We're waiting until YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast all ban us at the same time. Okay.
Oh, great. So, anybody here know who Dahlia de Leon is?
I do not.
I don't think either one of us have.
Never heard of her.
She's a trans woman who is probably one of the bigger ones in the porn industry. Specifically trans women. She's really big in that community, and she's really big down there. And this is video of her in a green dress outside in an alley.
Okay.
And this is the one that I jerked off to for 3 years, and I was like, not only am I into this, but also it was like, it kind of confirmed. I lived in a rural Pennsylvania area, and it kind of like confirmed to me that like gender isn't just like what's going on in your pants.
It's what's going on in your brain.
Yeah. And so I had no idea what was going on. But I kind of, after I saw this and jerked off to it, of course, I started doing like a lot of research and stuff, and it kind of lined up with everything that happened during my childhood and everything, where I was like, I didn't like myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it, eventually I settled on non-binary, but it's mostly because I can never make up my mind, and people keep telling me like, that makes you even more of a woman. Christ.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I don't know. I don't I don't
so
really care.
pro-trans, but like, kind of sexist.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I don't know what to take from this.
Should I take from it that you're sexist or you're pro-trans? I have no clue.
I think both of these things need to be taken separately. I don't think you can take up both of
these
them.
things separately. What happened? I think like 3 of us tried to make a comment there.
We all 3 tried to make the same comment at the same time.
That's great. Great minds think alike.
Or just horny minds think alike. I don't know.
I've never been horny. Up until
Really?
30 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know if the sources would say that.
Okay, so on a real note, Kiernan, what is the craziest place that you've had sex?
Other than the movie theater.
Other than the movie theater.
Other than the movie theater, I have actively had sex at a park in Newville, Pennsylvania, more than once. And there are police cameras all over the place, so there's definitely a police sex tape of me somewhere. Because we purposely fucked in front of the camera.
I think they delete them after. Actually, I don't know.
I have no clue. But
we need to hold
yeah,
on to this for evidence.
Sex there in front of the camera at the park on the green bench. In case everyone was wondering, it's on the green bench underneath the tree by the basketball court.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you continue to give us the location that you fucked at. I really appreciate that you give us the it really helps build the image.
Yeah, either that or whenever I was in high school, they were renovating the elementary school that I went to. And during the summer, me and somebody, not gonna say who, we snuck into the complete, like, it's a skeleton of this building, and we fucked on the roof.
That's kind of cool. No offense.
That is really fucking cool. It was in the middle of the summer, clear skies. You could see every star in the sky, and we fucked on the roof of this elementary school that was being remodeled.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. It was great.
Let's see.
The sound of a trampoline underneath the stars or something like that.
The only tramp there was me. Christ. Yeah. So those would be like the 2 weirdest places outside of a movie theater. I think.
Outside of my bed.
No, that wasn't that weird. You literally said...
Okay, you aren't wrong.
You said, don't get anything on the blanket. Okay?
I think I said, don't get anything on the bed because it's not mine.
We didn't get anything on the bed either. We were very clean and respectful about it.
I would give them as, like, sex roommates, you know. I'd give them a 9 out of 6.
That, exactly. See, we were very, very kind about it. We waited until you went to school. We thought you were going to be gone for 3 hours, and then you came back home after a class.
And then
And we were in the middle of cleaning up and getting dressed.
That is untrue.
Actually, no. We were just fresh naked. I was free balling. Novak was free balling. And, well, Novak doesn't have balls, but you know what I mean.
That's crazy. Me too.
But yeah, 2 minutes after we finished, I'm just kind of, I'm panting. Fucking, it was a rough 40 some odd minutes of just, yeah. And I hear the door unlocked from the outside. And you have no fucking clue how fast I moved to cover myself up. I zoomed across the room, grabbed a blanket, pulled it over me and everything, and was like, yeah, and I sat on the bed.
Welcome back.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how's it going?
Yeah.
To be fair, I did sit on my girlfriend's face in the room while y'all were asleep. So
as I proceed to sit up in my sleep too.
that was terrifying. Oh my god. It
was funny. I think I
okay,
wasn't
I was
fully
wearing
asleep.
a skirt, to be fair. Okay.
I wasn't fully asleep either. I definitely remember seeing you like sitting. I just didn't know what was going on and I was too tired to care, so I went back to sleep.
That is fair.
Yeah, I saw you. You were on the side of the bed where the wall was at the head of it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that. I didn't know what was going on, but I just kind of, I don't know, went back to sleep. I was just too tired.
That's fair.
Don't get anything on the blankets, she says. Proceeds to get everything on her girlfriend's face.
Listen, okay, I didn't get anything on her face.
Regardless, very very fun experience that was.
Very interesting week.
What happened? We stayed at Purple's house for I think it was a week or so, and then we stayed at your place for 2 or 3 days. And then we went back to Purple's place for like a month.
And then
we went back to your place for
like a week.
Yeah. Very eventful, like, period of time. It was a good time. Probably the most fucking I've ever done in a month and a half.
And this has all happened in the last 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, no. So, like, time moves differently for me. Time moves differently.
Actually built different.
Yeah, no, it's just the massive quantity of Starbucks cold brew that I consume that makes me actually just move on a different plane of
literally
existence.
The Flash.
Essentially.
The Flash.
Yeah, they call me Flash Fuxin. Flash Fuxin. God, I've drank so much cold brew today.
I can't. My mom said no.
Okay, so the question we've asked everybody, how is sex education for you?
How was sex education for me?
Yeah. Do you remember what grade, what was said?
Yeah, so very vividly we covered it in 6th grade. Very vividly. Which, crazy enough, was the first time I accidentally touched a boob and had the cops called on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, we were in choir.
Did that happen
and
more
this
than
is
once?
the day after. No, it didn't.
Okay, because you said the first time I accidentally touched a boob and got the cops called on me.
Yeah,
I assume you've
so that's the
accidentally
only
touched
time
boobs
it's happened.
more than once, but like...
Had the cops called on me? That's the first time.
Okay, well, but were there
it's crazy enough because it happened over the same day.
Okay.
Yeah, there were other times I've accidentally touched a titty or two. But never, other than that one time, have I ever had the cops called on me for it. So what happened was I was in my health class and I had a teacher, Miss Kuntz. Really cool teacher, great teacher. Shout out to Miss Kuntz. You are one amazing person who has one arm.
By the way, that name is very interesting.
Yeah, I accidentally called her Miss Cunt the first day I walked in the class. That's whenever I found out that's a bad word. But she proceeded to talk to us about...
That is almost as bad as the time that there was a girl in our class that accidentally misread the country Niger.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
It was so bad.
That is awful.
Okay, I think we were in like middle school or something. Like, it was like a reasonable age for that to happen, but it was...
Yeah.
Because they're all just telling you to sound out the word when you don't know it.
Eh?
We're not going any further with that joke.
Yeah,
I
let's
wasn't
not.
planning on it, but yeah.
Luckily, you can like edit it out if necessary.
Yeah, when they
Yeah.
say the N word.
Yeah.
The
No way.
N-word.
North.
Necrophilia.
Oh lordy.
What's wrong with cracking a colon with the boys? Am I right?
I got candy.
But no. So sex
By
education.
the way, it's very good.
I was in like 6th grade, and at the time I was in choir. But what happened was, it was like, I think it was a Friday or something, because we were all like just goofing around and shit. Because on Fridays we normally don't do anything in this class. It's usually like we go in and we sit on like these exercise balls and we just throw shit around the room at each other and get yelled at for throwing stuff, but then keep throwing stuff. It wasn't a big deal. But then Miss Coons comes in and she was talking about like, you know, sex education. She was like, condoms are the only like truly 100%, like not even 100, but you know, the closest thing to 100% you can get for like protecting yourself from STDs and stuff. And
Condoms are alright.
we're learning about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wasn't paying too much attention. It was pretty, you know, it wasn't like the first thing on my mind. I wasn't the horniest sixth grader ever. But that was around the time that I found out I liked women as well. But no, so that very day, I had choir at the end of the day. And I was put in the sopranos because in middle school I still had a really high voice, and they didn't separate guys and girls the way that they did in high school. And we were doing our stretches. We have to lean to the one side with our arm all the way out, and we have to lean to the other side with our arm all the way out. And it wasn't really my fault, but this girl was in like 7th grade with all of the choir, and she had double D's already. Like, how the fuck? But I'm leaning and I'm doing my exercise, and I smacked her in the tit. Smacked her right in the boob. And she screamed at me like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why are you touching me like that?" And then she went to the principal, and then the cops were there. There was 2 officers. I get called down to the fucking office. I'm talking to them, and fucking I was told like, don't ever do it again. It was crazy. I was terrified. I thought I was going to jail. I was in 6th grade, so my imagination was like running wild. I'm like, oh my god, this is it. I'm gonna have to tell my family bye forever now, you know? Like, I thought I was going to jail for life. But yeah, no, it was insane. It was terrifying. Also, this girl just didn't like me, so I thought she was gonna kill me or something. But yeah, so that was the first and only time I've ever, and it happened the same day as I first learned about sex. Isn't that something? Crazy.
That's a lot.
That was a really crazy day for me. There was a lot to unpack there. Whenever I got home, the school called my mom, and then my stepdad said, "At least he isn't gay." And then, you know, horsecock. So much for that, I guess. So that's how sex ed went for me, and then after that, we had a health class in high school with the same teacher. She transferred with us.
Aww.
She was awesome. She transferred to our high school and proceeded to teach us about it. We all had to research an STD, and I don't know, gonorrhea sounded the most fun.
No, thank you.
So I did a whole research project on gonorrhea and treatments for gonorrhea. It was a whole thing. I don't remember any of it. My friend got chlamydia, and that was much more amazing than I thought it'd ever be.
So clarify, when you say they got chlamydia, did they do the report on chlamydia, or did they actually catch chlamydia?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So they did a project on chlamydia, and 2 weeks later came to school and we found out they actually got chlamydia. So learning about
So they didn't
condoms
learn
and
anything.
stuff didn't help them at all. It was
Now, did
every
Did they
time they'd
get
walk into a
chlamydia?
room, we'd just start clapping. You know, it was good.
now did he get chlamydia beforehand, and that's why he did the research, or did he do the research and then get chlamydia? That's the
He did the
question.
research and then got chlamydia. He is the exact reason why people say, you know, guys don't live as long as girls. It's because he did the research, learned about all the dangers of it, and then was like, you know what'd be really funny? Is if I just had unprotected sex with the one girl at our school who's been with pretty much every guy. And so, yeah, he had chlamydia. And that's just that. Don't know how he's doing anymore. I haven't talked to him in a couple of years, but
How did y'all
But
find
yeah.
out that he got chlamydia?
he told us all. He told us all.
Why?
Because he thought it was a way to brag, like, ha, I had sex, and more than anything, we avoided him after that.
I would understand.
I would feel even more bad for him if that was the first time he had sex. On top of it,
I don't think it was. But also, at that age, everybody says they're having sex. You're in high school, you don't want to be the one virgin in the room, you know?
yeah.
I was.
I wasn't the only one, but like,
I wasn't.
at
claiming
least
to
for
have had-
me, it was like, I had the most justifiable reason. It's because I was like gay for 5 years, and over half of the gay guys I knew were sexual harassers.
Jesus.
Yeah, no.
Cool. Severely limited.
Like, it was like, oh, I have like
I mean-
one guy that I could reasonably date, and like, he had a crush on me, but it was like for other reasons. It was like, oh, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I get that.
He took me to prom though, so that
Aw,
was
so
based.
cute. I think you showed me the pictures.
How I looked like a fucking they them lesbian.
Yeah, you look like a lesbian, and yeah.
Fast forward.
Fast forward, now you still look like a lesbian, but not a they them lesbian, like a lesbian. No,
I'm
does
sitting
that
here
make sense?
in a very form-fitting crop top with no bra on. I feel like I feel very called out.
Oh, look at Puppy. Ah, lesbian. Oh, stinky.
It somehow makes it funnier.
Fuck.
Am I wrong?
I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm so bad.
Worst date, partner, and random hookup. It's a 3-part question.
Okay, so worst date. I was dating a trans dude in, was it my junior year?
How many
I
trans
believe-
guys have you dated?
4 or 5. I think
Follow-up
5.
question: how? Where are you finding them? The trans guy
The
store?
town next to my town. So I used to live in Newville. In the town Carlisle, there were a pretty big number of trans dudes, and I just didn't know it until I dated one.
Once you've seen one, then you're gonna get a few more.
Yeah, you know, the
Start
first
crawling out
one's
of the
just a
woodwork.
test run. But no, so I dated a trans dude, and we went to get coffee. In the middle of everything, his mother walks into the coffee shop.
Yeah.
She started throwing all of these insults at both of us.
Why?
Just homophobic, transphobic insults.
Oh, great.
It was god awful. Worst date I've ever been on.
That's
I mean,
fucking weird.
just- He launched coffee at his mother. And it was just so much, just too much. It wasn't a great experience. I think that's definitely my worst date I've ever been on. Just because it was going fine for like 15, 20 minutes and then just a shitstorm out of nowhere. So that's the worst date I've been on. And then after that, it's what?
Worst partner?
Worst partner?
Is that what you said, Purple?
Yes, worst partner.
My most recent ex. 10 out of 10, worst partner I've ever had. Basically took my personality and tried to make me dull it down a lot. As a lot of people know, if they've come to my streams or anything, part of my personality is I'll rage, but it's usually like a goofy rage.
Mm-hmm.
They basically tried to make me feel like shit about that. I wasn't like allowed to get loud at all or anything. I wasn't allowed to like make up funny insults or whatever. But I got my sense of humor from like Tyler 1 and Phase what's his name? Phase Jed or something like that. So like Modern Warfare 3 time, like I grew up in the Call of Duty community, and that's just how we were. But my most recent ex tried to make me stop doing all of that and would literally gaslight me all the time. It was awful. And honestly, it's insane that we ever fucked in the first place. So that was my worst partner. And the worst hookup, I met this dude on Tinder. Or not Tinder, fucking Grindr. Yeah, I was on Grindr. Tinder was shit. I don't think I've ever matched with anyone on Tinder. Worst hookup, I met this dude on Grindr. He came over to my house. We fucked in the parking lot. Or the driveway, I guess. Whatever you want to call it.
So bad you didn't even take him inside?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just so fucking weird. And the first thing he said to me was, "Do you mind if I fucking eat your ass or whatever?" He asked if he could eat my ass, but he said it in a weird way. That was the first thing he said. He didn't even greet me or anything. He didn't say hello. I just
weird.
It was in the back of his fucking Subaru. What is it? The really small
I want to say Impreza.
No. It's like a what are they called? The older cars where like it's a 4-door and it's really long and low. You know what I mean? Why can't I think of what it's called? Yeah, it looked like an Oldsmobile.
Crown Victoria.
It looked like an Oldsmobile. I forget what it was. It was like a Subaru...
Station wagon. I don't know.
Station wagon, yeah, it was a station wagon.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know why. I don't know how I guessed
wagon.
that correct, but I'm glad.
It took me a minute. I couldn't think of the name of it. But, yeah, we fucked in the trunk of his station wagon. And it was so uncomfortable. Yeah, so they have like 2 sets of doors. They have the front driver and passenger, back driver passenger, and then the trunk opens up and it's like a minivan trunk almost, but it's longer.
Okay.
So
that's not that bad, I guess, but like
it wasn't that bad, except he had like, man, I feel bad about this experience too, because this dude had a fucking baby seat, a car seat in the back. But he was like, you know, he was already there, you know.
Didn't want him to waste their gas money, right?
Yeah, didn't want to waste gas
he's driving
money.
a station wagon, right?
Relevant.
Like, probably not that good gas mileage.
Yeah, but, just, it was awkward, and he called me his wife's name at the end of it, which should have been a red flag.
Issue.
Yeah.
I'm good.
He said that they were separated, but honestly, I didn't want to ask about it because I felt like it was gonna turn into him crying or something. It was just, I didn't want that. It was 2 a.m. Okay, it was kind of cold out. He just tongue punched my fart box for 15 minutes. Like, I'm gonna just leave this guy alone. He then proceeded to keep texting me and texting me and texting me for 2 or 3 weeks, day after day. Like, hey, you want daddy to come over? Like, bruh, I'm not calling you daddy. You have a child to do that.
You don't like it.
I was
I'm
not
not
a
a
fan. So that's
Uh-huh.
probably the worst hookup, and I don't think anything comes close to second worst. It was bad. He even stole like my lube.
What the fuck?
I
Yeah.
can always replace lube.
Yeah,
I-
but the lube was fucking. You know how long I waited for it? I'm not even gonna lie. I ordered that shit off of Wish because it was so cheap, and I waited like 3 months for it.
That's
How-
sad.
Okay, how much was it and how much was the shipping and like how good was it?
It honestly, in a total, cost like $2.
With the shipping?
Honestly, I think it was like $2 to $3 with shipping.
I would have still gone to the store and just got it.
I was going to, but then everybody who worked at that Walmart knew me because I worked at the Walmart. So, you know,
Just a little embarrassing to buy lube.
yeah, it was just one of those things. Like, I didn't want them to fucking start making jokes about it or anything. Like, oh, what are you buying that lube for?
You're a mom, and then your dad the next night. Apparently.
Fucking...
Allegedly.
But yeah. So I waited like 3 months for that lube, and he made off with it like a bandit.
Have him come over, take the lube back, and tell him to leave.
Make sure you bring the lube, big boy. Yeah, you got that lube? And he walks inside with the lube and closes the door.
Daddy, bring the lube.
It was so
You
That's
take your
not-
lube back, you close the door, you lock it, and you call the cops.
police. There's a man on my driveway and I don't know what he's doing. Please help.
Yeah. You can't come in unless you show me the lube.
I worked at Walmart for way too long.
Same.
Christ. I think I worked there for like a year and a half or something like that. It was the worst. And it was like right before COVID. Not like right before, but okay. So I worked at Walmart up until around the time COVID started. So for like a year and a half, I worked at Walmart. I knew everyone who was in there. And I wish I never worked there. I took a shit and there were two dudes blowing each other in the bathroom stall next to me. That was kind of uncomfortable. I feel bad for them because the one started gagging.
Wow.
Sure you didn't want to give him any pointers?
He was gagging because I took the shit.
No.
What pointers can I give him? Close your nose?
Just stop smelling.
It was terrible. I was sick. I had the flu or something. My stomach was all
God.
fucked up. But I had to be in work because I didn't want to get fired. So I took a shit and there was just a dude blowing another dude and you can hear them. They're just in the fucking stall next to me and I'm taking this shit. They don't give a fuck. I was taking a shit and then all of a sudden the one starts gagging and they're like, God, it smells. And yeah.
So you turn and get really, really quiet and go, and I can smell you too. Or something like that. Something as creepy as fuck. Watch
It
them get
was-
out really, really fast and go, now I can shit in private again.
God. No, I don't think they would have left because I would have seen them or something. I would have at least seen their outfit or something through the crack, right? You don't want your outfit seen through the crack because then it's easy to point you out. Like if I saw your outfit through the crack after you were just blowing each other in the bathroom and then I was just walking back to the aisle that I was stalking, I don't think I'd be able to help myself from saying something like, oh my God, you the two were just fucking in there.
Oh, I would have done it. I would have so called them out. It would have been funny.
But who fucks in a fucking Walmart?
Yeah.
I don't know.
People who want
mean,
to catch chlamydia.
I've done
My
it
guess
once,
would be,
but
like, yeah, my guess would be like probably high schoolers. They
yeah.
probably have homophobic parents. I don't know.
I know of a couple, and they're still together. I'm not saying names. I'm still friends with him.
But yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, so that I don't know how we got here. It was something about me working at Walmart and waiting for lube or
Yeah, it was
But yeah.
your worst
Worst
hookup.
couple.
No,
there you go.
what worse hookup? I just
Yeah.
slowly fit into there.
If he by chance hears this, your station wagon was a fucking mess, dude. Get your shit together, man.
I hope it's
And
done
remove
by
the
now.
car seat next time you're trying to hook up with some dude off of Grindr. It's weird. And don't say your wife's name either. Also
Yeah.
weird. Really,
I feel like that
really
one's
big
the weirder
pointer.
one.
This is- I don't know. The seeing the car seat the entire time was pretty fucking weird. Like, you ever just see a booster seat or a car seat while you're having sex and you're like, yeah, this person has a kid? Like,
I mean,
that's
I've
all I
done
could
it.
think about that
we
entire
have
time.
kids. We see kid stuff all the time.
Okay, see, that's different. That's different.
To
That's
say
your
we've
kid.
done it.
That's not some dude cheating on his wife with you
True.
while the car seat is in the car. And then he says his wife's name. Like, that's a whole different level of fuck.
Yeah, that is. That
You
is
know how
a
much
Motherfucker.
guilt I had over that? I felt so much guilt. Not shame, but guilt. Definitely guilt.
Yeah, I probably would too. But
Yeah.
then again, I wouldn't gone that far. Once I found out they had a kid, and that the wife
I've had a
didn't
lot
know.
of things happen. Like recently, a dude who's seen a picture of my butthole. He saw a picture of my booty hole. He messages me and blames me for ruining his marriage.
How's that possible?
Because his wife went through his phone and found a picture of my ass on there.
That's not your fault. Why did he
I
keep
didn't
it onto
know
his
that
phone?
he was like in a relationship or anything. It was even more awkward because like I was in a Discord server with this person and we didn't really talk anymore because, you know, we just didn't play the same games anymore. And all of a sudden I get mentioned in a fucking group message on not only group message but in the server, the general chat of this server, and it was a message. They said something along the lines of, "Guys, I'm so sorry I can't be in this Discord anymore. I have issues with cheating on my wife with me, they said with Kiernan." And I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? First off, you cheated on your wife with me? And then second off, you're gonna blame me for that?" But then everybody in the server fucking started hating me, and so I left the server. I haven't talked to anyone from it. Because everybody was like, "This is all your fault. You should have known." I was like, "What?" I don't know their personal life. They don't tell me. Keep in mind, this all happened like forever ago too. The picture had to have been at least a year and a half, 2 years old. So from whenever I was like 19.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're fucking doing stuff
And they were also
online with
saying
a
how my ass was
19-year-old and
ugly.
then-
Are you kidding me? My ass is gorgeous. The fuck?
Yeah,
It was weird. They were only like 3 years older than me.
that's
But
fair.
also, like,
But also
don't
they're
blame
22
me.
and married? Chill.
I'm 21, so they're 24.
Well, you said... Okay. Well, they're 24 now, but you said that it was a couple years ago when y'all started messaging, and I was like, 22 and married?
Right. A lot of people get married right out of high school. I know at least 4 or 5 couples who were married out of high
Same.
school, and all of them have been divorced by this point.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that for my friends. I know a couple of them that are like... I don't know, not that many of my friends got married like right out of high school, but I have some friends that are like, oh, they're like having a kid or whatever, and I think they're married. But yeah, I've been out of high school like 3 years now, so it's not that weird, I guess. But
We got
Yeah.
married 2 years out of high school.
yeah, I think it's kind of weird. Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, no, I had friends in high school. This is just one of the couples. They dated for about 4 or 5 months, got married 2 weeks before graduation,
Oh,
and
wow.
about 5 or 6 months later got a divorce.
See, that's a little much.
That's crazy.
Maybe it wasn't
it.
5 or 6 months, but it felt like it. It might have been close to a year. I have no clue.
Even
I remember
then-
hearing about it from my older sister because my older sister shared this friend.
Yeah.
About a year after we got married, our best friend, got married too. And
On the
they're
topic
still
of
together.
marriages, my fucking mom married my former stepdad on my birthday.
Ugh.
Like, how fucked is that, okay? They planned it to be on my birthday.
Why?
Fuck if I know.
I don't know.
I guess my mom forgot that my birthday was a day in August. And she got married on that day. And I was supposed to be happy about it or something, I guess. So, my birthdays were fun.
I'm sure.
Very great. Very fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even if I were to adopt a kid, if me and Novak were to get married, we'd just move our anniversary or something. I don't know. Like, move the anniversary or a week or something. You don't get married on the same day as your kid's birthday. That's just fucking... it's disrespectful.
Well, it would be
B-
weird if, like, you already have a kid and y'all got married on that kid's birthday. You know?
It'd be different if, like, you got married on that day and then coincidentally y'all decide to fuck 9 months prior to your wedding day.
Or, like
Like your anniversary.
especially,
and
I
then
get
that
it
kid
if you're,
popped
like,
out that day.
adopting kids. Like, that's understood. You can't, you can control that, I guess. But, like, you can't really control that.
See, I was never actually
Even if you-
formally adopted by my stepfather. He brought it up and I told him to fuck off.
Why
that's
do you really need to get, like, formally adopted by your step-parent?
No.
In order for them
You
to
don't
be
have
your
to.
legal parent, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I guess he just wanted to adopt me and my siblings as his. And we all came to the consensus to basically tell him to fuck off. None of us really liked him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, step-parents do not have to legally adopt their stepchildren. Only if they want to be fully legal.
In order
over
to have
them.
custody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only if they want custody. So, he's like, it's your guys' option, and yeah. I remember telling him to fuck off. I remember it very thoroughly.
Nice.
It was a good moment.
All right. Do we have any more questions?
Hard limits and how you found them out.
Hard limits? I had a ex. They're an ex now. I dated them, and one time we were fucking. They're like, "Can I piss on you?"
Ugh.
I told them, no, don't piss on me. And then they pissed on me, and I immediately shoved them off.
I would have too.
So disturbing.
Yeah, I shoved them right off of me. I'm not into golden showers, guys. I'm not into scat. That's a very hard limit. I don't need to have an experience to say that. I took a shit, got some on my hand, and thought, damn, that is very disgusting. And then I washed my hand really quickly. That's the only experience I need to have with that to be like, yeah, no. Anything involving drugs in the bedroom. I had an ex. It was pretty much right after I got clean from doing drugs that basically tried to get me to do drugs in the bedroom, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I just got clean. I have finally stopped being addicted to drugs, and you're trying to get me to do them in the bedroom. That's a hard limit.
Agreed.
That was also the same one that pissed on me.
That's yeah. I
Other than
see
that,
why
I
they're
don't think
your
I really have
ex.
hard limits. My hard limits are just disgusting shit. I'm into everything that's not disgusting. Knife play, very fun. You know, blood, hot. Blood is hot as fuck. Pain, I'm into pain.
I don't like pain.
Has
The
to
only
be the right
problem-
kind.
The only problem with me being into pain is that I have such a high pain tolerance. So, you know, good luck with that, I guess. Except today, my nipple was really sensitive today, and fucking Novak bit it a little too hard. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! I yelled at Novak to let go of my nipple. It was bad. But yeah, no, I don't really have many hard limits. I'm down to try almost anything once. Any eligible, sexy, big titty goth women out there looking for a submissive and breedable femboy, just hit me up, I guess.
Breedable. That's so disturbing. I don't know why.
I don't understand why you think the phrase submissive and breedable is gross.
No, I said the breedable part. I don't
Oh,
understand why that got me.
I don't.
Just funny that was the one thing they
Okay.
had to say to make sure that they were available.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you've
I'm
gotta be
always looking
submissive and
for
breedable.
goth mommy. If you're a MILF, better. Even better. Ask Purple. I tell Purple all the time. You know, that MILF energy got me acting up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just don't cheat on your husbands for me. I'm not into that. That's also a hard limit.
Your
cheating.
husband has to be okay with it.
Yeah, your husband has to be a cuck.
So I can cheat on my wife and not be a problem. Got it.
Yeah, cheating on
that's
your wife,
basic.
perfectly fine. Absolutely just okay.
It's specifically
Um,
the cheating on the husband that's an issue, actually.
Yeah.
Nah, cheating in
The
general.
women can do whatever they want.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, hard limits, not many. Don't try to cheat on your wife or husband with me, though. You know, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, all of
Where
that.
would they
you
find
know.
you?
It's easy to find me. It's Grenaide with an I after the A on Twitch, on YouTube. My Instagram is ttv.grenaide or grenaide.ttv, one or the other. My Snapchat. Can I throw my Snapchat in there? Is that like wrong?
You can do what you want. I'll leave
Alright,
it.
cool. My Snapchat is Mason_B 2K19. I've had that thing for 3 years now. I don't know where else you would find me. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah, that's where you can find me.
All right.
So,
Thanks for
The
coming on the
fuck?
show. I
Sounds good.
appreciate it. We were looking for
hey, I
guests.
didn't come on the show, but it was nice being here.
Yeah, let's not come all over the show.
Listen, okay. As long as you can do it quietly, I don't have any issues.
Oh, fuck.
Oh
I
my
thought I could
goodness.
make it.
Anyways, thank you, Kiernan, for joining us
Yes, we
Yes.
appreciate
in this
Kiernan.
experience.
Yeah,
It's been an
it's talking for an hour about how your first 20 minutes of sex went.
Yeah, so I can't believe I lost my virginity 1 hour and 7 minutes ago.
Honestly,
It's
kind of impressive.
insane.
And all
to
that
think
happened
about.
in that amount of time.
Yeah, like I said, guys, if you want to age really, really slowly, just drink a whole bunch of Starbucks cold brew. It actually preserves you very well. Thank you for having me. It was nice. Guys,
Anytime.
gals,
If you want to
non-binary
join us
pals.
again, okay, you just need to
Bring a friend.
yeah, send me a DM. I was gonna come up with like a really long process for you to like reach out to me, but
Yeah, no, maybe we come back. Maybe.
Yes, please come again.
again,
Don't worry, I have no issue coming more than once.
If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to be on the show, email us, please. I would really appreciate it at midnightgirltalk@gmail.com. That is, it's the mean puppy girl signing off until next time.
Oh, shit.